Alright, so we're tearing the motor down. Not going to waste time on showing you all the little things, but everything looks good so far. Here's the cam is in here, which is very unusual for typical car. This is the this was the balance shaft here that got damaged. No, this isn't the balance shaft that got damaged.
That one.
This is the balance shaft that got damaged. See it there?
Yeah.
It was laying in here, like that. Simple system. Works great. So then, we're going to pull this off and reveal what we got in here, because we always had a oil pressure issue. So this looks kind of dirty, but you would expect that with a damaged motor. Looks like there's a lot of metal in there.
It's probably from it blowing up.
Whoa, what's that? The head's unbolted, so now I have a second person here. We can lift the head off.
Oh, you have those spots. Okay.
Now, those valves are stuck.
That could be from it going out in glorious fashion.
Yeah, that was the cylinder that exploded.
The rest of them look old, but there's some carbon buildup, but they look good.
Looks like it hit. Looks like the piston hit it. Yeah, it's cracked right there.
That's a crack, and that's also cylinder 3.
It's the one that blew up.
There's the one. There you go. I mean, it's a used top end, but it's a motor, so it's gonna have some wear and tear.
No, actually, everything looked really good in the motor.
Everything looks
really nice for the mileage.
Welcome back to another episode of $2 Garage. This is a conglomeration of 3 videos. I don't know where this will be, but here is our red 944, which is now has a title, and it's way nicer than the blue car, so is now the official Porsche. That being said, we have a new truck from a friend, and it has a V8 in 4x4, so it can tow. And today, we're going to bring it over, get it into a place so we can start working on it. Not in the woods, surrounded by bears and mud, and no room to do anything.
But bears! Personalities at work.
Yes, because working alongside bears, because they're friendly, docile creatures.
Friendly, especially if they have 2 smaller bears near them.
Oh yeah, mother bears are gentle giants. So we are here.
An undisclosed location.
Yes, you've seen this driveway before. And this lovely machine, which I'm gonna have to make look like a car again, and it's gonna have to get up the hill. So this is gonna end up here. You may recognize the spot. Okay, so now this car is seated, and this car is going to another location.
Ah. Forgot about that. Hope it comes out of 4-wheel drive lottery. What? Sometimes it gets stuck. 4-wheel drive lottery, you said? There we go.
Go!
What?
Yeah, come get out there. So this has to end up on the trailer, and it's going to go down the hill and basically back onto it, and we'll go from there.
What is he doing with it?
The winches from the wall. Yeah, it's 4. It's got the power steering line.
Super power steering line. Hi. Okay. you're gonna stop and pull straight by the trailer, about 8 feet from it, so I can put the ramps down.
So I can just back into it.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful it's not charging fantastic.
You're not running it for half an hour.
Yeah, so fine.
Yeah, pull it like there, that's good. The car actually moves.
Yeah, okay. The reverse is not cooperating.
It's probably just stuck. It hasn't been used in years.
It hasn't been used in years, and I don't want to find out if there.
Yeah. It's 4 o'clock.
Ready? Ta-da! Look at it! It's beautiful! Headlights! Who needs headlights? Those are optional. This is definitely an upgrade from the blue car. Here we see the interior is the open air package. Maximum airflow, weight reduction. It's called air conditioning.
The car or something with a weight. Reduction.
Yes, the whole...
Take the doors off and desert race them.
Yes, yes, that is what it is here for. This can obviously win a race with no timing belt. Tires from 2004. That's great. Now we need to clean all the leaves out, and then I'm gonna get a power washer, and hopefully today those seats come out. I highly doubt they will come out peacefully. We'll probably have to take the
Let him read him with Miranda rights.
Middle Eastern country with oil route, if you know what I mean.
Did I hear oil?
Now we're gonna clean out all the parts so I don't blow all these possibly good parts that are basically in a wet box out. Down to CD.
Christmas with the Stars. I wonder if it'll play.
Yes, let's try that because there's too little work to do.
I have a CD.
Yes. Okay, there's your payment.
I mean, it plays better than the Beach Boys CD.
It's too early. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
The most professional wiring job I have ever seen. Installed in the most professional way using duct tape.
This looks like a $500 944 to me. It looks like
But
what
you
people did.
overpaid.
Yeah. Okay, time to make this look not like crap. Actually, it looks way better on camera. Power washer, not much gas, can't talk, and the battery's low. As we can see, it's looking less filthy now. Slightly less. I mean, you know, that's optional.
The hood is actually coming back to color.
Hey, don't get me wet. No. Yeah, the hood's coming back to color.
This was never. The last time this hood was in color was when you had it.
Was when I cleaned the crap out of it, yeah.
Yes.
Now are you starting to see why I clean things?
It does look nice. I'll give it that.
So it's dried, and it looks way better.
It's nice.
Even this hood looks way better. Here we see this fender. It's a shame there's a dent in it. It's a little shot, but okay. I'm cleaning out the back now because, well, I like to, when I'm working on something, I like it to look semi-presentable, and this front seat is not coming out, so this is what you call a start. Alright, that is the end of today, because I'm just going to keep probably just cleaning until it's dark. And that's about all I'll do tonight. And I will see you tomorrow, because it's getting cold in T-minus 5 minutes. So, get this car done as quickly as possible in a quality manner. So we have the blue car, which is missing a couple parts, a couple key parts. And we have the red car, which I can't take off because I'm in a rush. And that's going to be here. That's going to be here. That's going to look like a parts car. And this is going to look like something that wasn't totally supposed to be a parts car a month ago.
Many months later.
Okay, here is our parts car. Here is our complete car. And underneath here is an unattached hood, which is going to come off. So let's get that started.
How did this come apart?
So this door used to be on that car, as you saw in the last video. But now this door is going to go back on that car, because it is.
It's a little tight, opening it up.
It sounds better than it was on the other car. The hood is back on it, and the door is back on it, so the things I took off are back on it. Lubrication down. Okay. See if it opens and closes. Pop it. Yep, pop's good.
This is nice too.
Yes, it does. I'd call that progress. There is a door and a hood on this car again, and that one has begun to get torn down. I was going to do headlights tonight, but there's some crap in there that needs to get cleaned, and it's too cold and too dark, so I will see you tomorrow, or whenever I get to this. Welcome back to a new day. As we can see, those headlights, because the sun is out, are now going in here. But that is kind of disgusting. So I want to clean this out before I put the headlights in. Next goal today is to take out the locks from that hatch, put them in here. And absolute stretch goal is do that. And if everything goes perfectly smooth in a rapid manner, start focusing on this door. that is our blue coolant tank. And that is our not coolant tank. I think it's from an Audi or something. But it's gonna go here. The only difference is there is a hole right there, as we see right here. So I have help now, which is excellent.
I'm here.
Yes.
Everyone loves me.
Yes, I'm going to tap the hole. He's going to get that out, and we're going to fix the sprayers and get all the little shit done quickly and early. What do you have?
So, I found a gas cap.
For the Jag.
No, for the Porsche.
For
Up the hill on the ground where it was parked.
oh,
So now you have a gas cap.
now I have a gas cap. Is there anything in there?
For that.
Wait, let's see if there's anything in there. Let's see if I want to vomit.
It probably just smells like varnish fuel.
It's varnish. Now we're going to take the whole locking mechanism from that car and put it on this car, and if time allows, get the hatch over. And then we're not that kind of business. We only spend money here.
Tax shelter.
Yes, it's like a billionaire's tax write-off, except I'm not a billionaire.
That never happens.
Wait. Okay, so now he's gonna take out the hatch, I'm gonna put in the lock, and we're gonna get this done quickly. And if we're moving at a functional pace like it looks like we're actually doing, maybe the seat bolts will get broken. What were you saying?
No, they're not gonna get
What an air
broken.
chisel.
As in you're gonna snap the head off, or they're gonna be completely
Yeah,
stuck.
at this point,
Never to come out again.
air chisel is the final solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a wiper car. This one's a wiper delete.
Okay. So you just place in the wires that are the same color then.
We'll just we have to snip it. I may live to regret this. Note to me in the future, because I'll probably end up regretting this. Okay, here goes nothing, Geronimo.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to get the blame for this.
You don't want to be the blame for this.
Poor life choices.
Okay, how far should I cut it?
Just cut
Like
it in-
here?
Yeah, just cut it there. We're gonna have to splice. No, they're not. There are no locks.
There's no locks.
Hi, have a beautiful time.
Yes.
Got it lined up in the middle, pretty much too.
Okay.
All right, you grab the hatch strut,
Oh no.
add it, pop, put it on. It's just tiny. Fill it with a bit of caulk. It's tiny.
Fill it with caulk. Yep.
It's tiny right now. Save it while you can.
So that's the end of today. I'll put the picture up here. It looks like a car again, which is great. The blue one, not so much, but that's okay. That's scrap metal anyway. What are you doing?
Fighting another
Seat?
944 seat.
Yeah, just like I was. Or is it moving at all?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm sane is what I'm hearing. It is 9 o'clock. I've been out here for 4 hours. This should have taken a half hour, but that's how cars work. But here we see, this is causing, I'll deal with this later, but that was causing these locks to not go in sync. That's my running theory. As soon as I disconnected, it started to work. But here we see. Okay, that kind of keeps it in check. Let's see if the hatch opens and closes so I can go home tonight, because I wanted to do a lot of things, but that took all night. Often live in areas that don't exactly. Okay, it's not perfect. There's a bit of resistance. However, it opens and closes. Apparently, the motor isn't in time, or the motor turned at some point. I pulled it out in neutral, so at least it wasn't me. Here we see this is set up to see if it turns. Here's one timing mark. There's one in the back of the motor. That being said, we don't know if it's out. It kind of seems like it was moved. Now, it wasn't moved when we moved the car. It was in neutral the whole time, but it was parked in the middle of a timing job, so chances are it may be out. And it appears to be leaking oil everywhere, which would make sense because there's engine seals in the car. So, great. Now we're going to have to pull this engine out too.
Taking this cover shield off here so we can see where the timing marks are on the flywheel.
What other observations have you noticed under here?
The clutch master cylinder is really rusty. We have a new one from the other car.
Yeah, well, that would.
Starter looks like it's been changed. That doesn't look like an original Porsche starter. But we have a brand new one.
Yep.
So we'll probably put the brand new one in.
And any leaks or such problems?
Well, there's fluid back here, which looks like rear main seal.
Oh, that's
Or
good.
Yeah, or it could be clutch. It's hard to tell. Can't tell from where we're at now. I got to pull the starter out to find out where the oil's coming from, but it looks like, yeah, it could be a rear main seal.
Another one?
Dirty in there.
Another rear main seal?
Yeah, this one don't look good though.
Even the rusty one here?
And we're in business. It's moving. So you have pioneered this method on that seat.
Yes, just simply take it apart on 3 sides.
So that seat's fighting you, just like it did me.
Slightly, only because there were a lot fewer clips on that seat because someone took it apart already.
That would explain why this cushion was in really good shape, and that one looks like every other 944 seat.
Yeah, that would explain
So
it.
what we need...
2 more clips, this comes off. As you can see, there's bolts in these corners here. And then we're here, and then we put some vinegar. I only have 5%, but 40% will go in here, which is
the best.
it can free up a frozen motor. So, but 5% will do. Then all we can do is let it soak. And the back is now lined up. As you see in there, there's a little white line. So that's lined up too. Everything's in time.
Yeah, I'm lining up that mark, that 2
With here.
with that mark.
And that, it was about half a tooth off. Now it's not half a tooth off. Hey, look at this seat. Oh, wow. There's a bolt in there?
Apparently.
Actually, these two at least look like bolts. I'll give it that. What do we have in the rail?
The gifts.
A Buzz Lightyear pencil.
Yeah, now you
Yes.
can write down how much you've lost on this project so far.
That looks wonderful.
You know what that is, right?
That's the That's the filter.
That's
Yes.
a $145 gas hose.
Don't we have one in the blue car?
Yeah, we bought a brand new one.
Oh, we're good then. Okay, that's the end of the day. The door opens and closes, and the
The
seats.
seats are moved. They've miraculously moved, and they are in the best condition they've ever
And
been.
now the rails are accessible.
Yeah.
So now it's time to get the saws off. That being said, we've made some progress today. Good day, and yes, this is an MG midget.
MG midget.
When you have old project cars, you tend to attract other people with old weird project cars.
The engine over a couple times to make sure the marks were good. I kept getting compression coming out of all the cylinders. I just got paper towel in there, so you hear a little whistle. Hear little creaks and cracks and stuff, but it hasn't turned in a long time. But we have like 8 quarts of oil in there, so it's got a lot of oil in there, so it's getting everywhere.
Now,
all the time.
question: why is there 8 quarts of oil in there?
Because that's what I poured in.
And here is some of the fuel stuff. There's no fuel in the tank, just the varnish smell from the filters. They could look worse. As you can see, we have access to the tank. We're good. That tank is, it looks fairly clean actually. There's no varnish in it, there's no gas.
A little bit just down on the bottom, whatever didn't leak out.
But-
I guess that hose was bad.
That's leagues better than the tank than that car when it was first opened. This is 30% vinegar. It's really good at eroding things and rust specifically, or cleaning stuff out. So we're gonna put this in the fuel tank.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna just pour the whole thing in there.
All right.
I'll give you $20.
Yeah, we don't need it. I bought this for the seats. You have been defeated. Now believe it or not, these are fixable. So it's Saturday. I'll probably start this on Monday because cleaning this and removing this and all that stuff's gonna realistically is a whole day. But I am pleasantly surprised because I see no brown here. There's 0 rust, which is excellent. That is fantastic. Okay, I will talk to you later. Welcome back. It is a night. Here we see what is left of a seat rail. Now this is going to be a functional seat because I'm getting my money back. And I will make it work. But that's going to take a lot of wire wheeling, which is what we're starting tonight. And I can think of no better perfect stand than the crack block, the 300,000 mile crack block, because I thought it was a good idea to do 80 miles an hour, very close to red line, for 200 miles, which is why we're here. So let's clean that seat rail up. Okay, so this rail still got some work to do. Even when I'm done, it's going to be ugly to some extent. No one's going to see it, but watch this. It moves. Now to get it freer, but that moves now. So you haven't missed too much. I've just been cleaning the rails and then sticking this very thin flathead in here on the inside, trying to get as much rust as possible, and then soaking it. And we have success. So here we see it's getting caught in the middle, but if I go like this now, wait, come on. There. So now, all I have to do is straighten the lock. But the rail moves. So here we see, this rail is actually good, and this lock works. which means I'm gonna get some rust reformer and lubrication and white lithium grease and such, and clean this rail up and make this seat bottom presentable, and then we'll worry about the cushion. So how clean is this fuel system compared to the other car?
Oh, completely flushed it out, but
It seems like it was either drained or it leaked out, but it doesn't look like poorly cooked soup that went stale. So progress. Anyway, let's get some spraying action, and from there.
on a tripod right there. Oh, wow. That's so dirty. Stuff. I don't think.
Okay.
I think that came out of the lines.
Well, good thing we're cleaning them.
I don't think there was anything in.
Just to find out where this is going, I'm going to spray some air in this small hose. And that would be the big wet leak there. Oh, there's a ground.
You know what? There must be a pressure.
There's a ground right there. Huh. So I'm gonna blow under here. That's gonna create a mess up there. Okay, well they mentioned
not the crap that came out with the other one.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, we're gonna fill back up and let
Do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it one more time before we leave.
He's gonna check this out one more time. Start taking the stuff off. I have a 10. Gonna take off the rail.
Disconnected the
Wires.
wires already. The hoses have been disconnected. We're flushing them, and there was a cover that goes over this as well.
It's a plastic cover, yeah.
Okay, so all the bolts are popped. We just actually popped it.
One
Didn't have the
seal
camera
stayed around.
But yeah, there we go. Nice set of
Injectors.
very expensive 944 injectors.
Easy.
So that's round 3. That's coming from the back.
It's a little bit
Even in the dirty bucket, but that's clean. That's the end of the day. That stud didn't come out today, so the torch will remain here. Try it again tomorrow, or whenever the next time is, and we'll go from there. Overall, today I was productive, and this is coming home so I can reroute in my little speaker here and get this good to go. That's just seat parts. Okay, time to do what we did last night. I'm gonna have to start this cushion, of course, which is rusty. And then we'll go to the rail. And that works out great because I'm out of hog ties, so I can't put the seat back. Well, this rail looks great. Let's get started on this one. Free it up, make it the same color again, and well, no one's gonna see it, so that's what matters. After soaking the rails in every conceivable liquid that claims to break rust and concoctions and lots of hammering, this rail is free. As you can see, it slides in the middle. That's the hard part. That's usually where rust amalgamates. This one is done. This one is freer than before. Still need some work to do. That's better. It was completely frozen an hour or two ago. Now it at least moves. So we're making progress. So this is what happens to these rails. As you can see, right about there, my finger is. When I'm just soaking this and then sliding it back and forth and letting it sit, getting little chunks of rust like this out. Now that's what is jamming up these rails, because there's little chunks of rust, I'm guessing somewhere in that cowl where the rail meets. and you got to get that stuff out. It's a bit of a pain, but this is how you free up the seats, and I'm getting my money's worth. I'm gonna call it a night. I have soaked this thing to back many times, but it is not going. It moves a little better, but I'm gonna call it a night.
Okay, so I used this acetylene torch numerous times on that stud right there. It's a steel stud stuck in an aluminum block. What a glorious thing. Now the engine can get put back together.
As you saw in the previous clip, the broken stud is finally out, so that can proceed as planned. In the meantime, I am going to start ripping out this carpet. I am starting with the back carpets, and then we will vacuum, wire wheel, you know, all that fun stuff. And I got camo bed liner because it was on sale. So this mat, actually in pretty good shape. This floor could be better, could be worse, so time to get the vacuum and, well, you know how this works. You may see the liquid in there. That's just the 30% white vinegar. I poured it into all the spaces where the bolts go for the seats, because you know, there's all kinds of rust in there. Next up is the wire wheel, which I'm gonna start now. Now that floor is looking good. To give it some kind of protection, this rust protecting enamel from Harbor Freight, if they use it on tractors, I'm sure it'll be fine here. Now we let that dry. It shouldn't be too slow. It's not paint, and we'll go from there. Now that's the front of our floor there. It's actually pretty solid, and the insulation mat came out one piece, so I'm just gonna reuse it. But I'm gonna leave what's left, because anything that's left is fairly solid, and then we'll hit the back like we did the front. Now to start cleaning the passenger side, I just put down the second coat. It was dry enough, and I'm just gonna let that dry, and then we will do this side. So I'm done for tonight. Here's our driver's side. I still have some prying to do in the front of that before that gets done, but first layer of rust reformer is down, obviously wire wheeled. Amongst other things, here is the carpet. Now I'm actually going to make that quite spotless. And over here, yes, that is bed liner. It's just brown bed liner. It was the cheapest thing available. And that is re-glued back in place. So let all this dry, and the passenger side is done. It's in the 30s with wind chill, so I'm going to make this quick. Ripped the carpet out, vacuumed it, so we can see that side is sat for a day. It's nice and stable. Let's shoot this down again and go from there. Well, that is that. I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry, and once it's a bit sticky, I'll shoot this down. That is not faring well for our ignition switch. That looks like ignition switch. This is what's left of our driver's side carpet. I'm trying to take off some of the junk, make it a floor mat. Evidently it's not as wide, based on that one, which is actually in good shape. But for now, because that's not going in immediately, I think I'm going to pull the carpet from this side, because the driver's side carpet, from what I can see, has never been lifted. So that may actually be in one piece. No guarantees though. Alright, it's dry enough. Let's get the bed liner down. Okay, so I shot the first layer, gave it a few minutes, shot the second one. There we go. We're just gonna let this dry overnight, and obviously it's a floor, no one's gonna see it, so doesn't need to be perfect as long as the bed liner is covering things. That's the important part. On a side note, obviously everything's painted now, but there's no holes or anything in this side, so it's equally as clean, and most of the soundproofing is actually intact too. Alright, so now we begin the process. Now luckily, this is, I don't think it's that common, but this is dual power seats. Even that car only has power seats for the driver's side. So I'm going to start taking this stuff out and getting this side of the car ready for our interior swap. So the bright side is this stud, actually the broken bit, the broken bit of the bolt actually came out. This one, not so much. And those two, not so much. But I will take one. That'll be all for tonight. It's not exactly cold out right now, but you can't really see anything. So I'll focus on the e-brake the next day. And in the meantime, I gotta focus on the e-brake on this side and start taking that one apart.
Put the shield on so then I can put the belt on it.
And we have all of that from the old motor.
Yeah, if I can find anything.
It should all be down on the cabinet. You know, it's a shame this car has to get gutted for circumstances, but these floors are beautiful back here. Those tore up pretty well. And here is our blue rear carpet. For various reasons, we're not doing this immediately. Gotta fix the hole in there from the battery tray, so no point putting that side of the carpet in. And this week, I have to change out that e-brake cable, because here we see that looks real nice. And we cut over to this one, which is mostly freed up and in much better shape and, was actually working and didn't sit out for 14 years. So this is definitely a start. Okay, so here we see it's starting to look like a complete engine again. That's great. Got to get that hose, all that
Same
stuff.
problem the other car had. Burned up wires for the fan control. Oh, here's that hose. I think.
Oh, great. There it is. That looks like the old one, though, but yeah.
Yeah. So we have...
Okay,
we
so
have another one.
Next thing we got to do is get there's been white vinegar in the fuel tank for quite... Alright, it's not disgusting looking. Is that clear or yellow?
Yellow.
That sounds lovely.
You see it? There's the light bothering you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's coming out.
Vinegar broke it.
So, what's going on here? That is a full tank of fuel. Brought to you by me. So that is a pump, and it's going to go into this can. I believe this is an 18 or 21 gallon tank, so we got a while to go, but this will be some of it. All right, that's a 5-gallon tank. I believe this is a 17, 18, or 21. I drained out about half of it. Went there. All right, that's a 5-gallon tank. I believe this is a 17, 18, or 21. I drained out about half of it. Went there. The rest of it's going to go in the van. Yep.
So this is, all these connectors are good, right? Everything here, some of them on the other ones that go into the dashboard got a little cracky. But the block is right there. Huh. So
Seems
after
okay.
forcing most of them out until I can flip the thing over.
Now, I already have a video on removing the steering wheel. It's non-airbag. It's fairly simple. But this one hasn't been removed a million times, unlike that one, so there's a bit of force on it. It's about to torrentially downpour and probably turn into ice, so we're done for the night, but that bolt is out. Let's go home. Go.
So I'm drilling out these head bolts. They're one-time use security bolts.
I'm taking out the blue interior. In the meantime,
Here I need, hopefully I drilled this.
Working on the dash. Go.
So I drilled this out and it's on an angle, so everything's kind of wobbling all over. But they come right out pretty easy. Drilled holes on this side where you could use a special tool to just push them out. Okay, well, these are one time. It comes with a nut on it, and you tighten it down, and when you torque it down, it snaps the nut off, and they become security bolts.
Which we're not putting one-time use back in there, so. It's done.
Okay, so after you take the second bolt out, you take this is what holds it onto the steering shaft, and then you just gotta wiggle it off of there if you can get up in there to do it. Everything's kind of tight in here.
You have the ratchet over there?
There it is.
There she is. There's a screws under these covers.
This one here, I don't know where it is.
Just a little bit of finagling later. It's out. It's actually in pretty good shape. Most of this is fairly fixable actually, so that'll be the next thing I do. Much to my surprise, because that cable doesn't look great. We have an e-brake. Progress, that's out. And some of the parts are in there. Tomorrow, remove this dash, start the transfer, and I'll start moving some of the driver's side carpet stuff over.
So we took this is the blue car, the stripped down blue car. We took the wheels off the red car, put it on here, and this is being transported. Everything in the back is gone. So there's no caliper, no brake. Okay, so I want to pull out this center system here, and I took out that bolt, and I took out that bolt, and I think I just need to untie wrap the harness, and this whole thing comes right out. So pretty simple. Once you get the transmission unbolted, which I haven't really, I'll show you that in a second. There's a bar right here. This is your shifter bar down there. You just unclip it from here, which is a, where is it? A C-clip, which is right there. And that pops right off. You slide it forward, it comes out of the transmission, so you can drop the transmission. These two bolts is what mounts your shifter to that torque bar that's down there. That's a torque tube, which has a drive shaft inside of it. So, over here real quick. That's what the shifter bar, which is over there, is pulled back now, and that connects to the shifting linkage of the transmission. And then the drive shaft is inside here. So this is the second time it's worked for me on a 944 Porsche fuel tank. I soaked it overnight in evapor rust. Came right out. I'm wondering if draining the tank, pouring evapor rust in the tank, let it sit, if you could take it out without removing that, because now I have to reinstall that, but I have a process to do it, pressing it from the inside. Yeah, so we figure the market for them is like $350 to $500 for a tank. That tank's in great shape. I get $500 for that. Get $1,500 for a 5-speed
The fuel rail, late model fuel rail.
We have a fuel rail.
We have full carpet.
A bunch of other stuff.
Seats,
set of carpets. You know. But even right here is $2,000.
What's in it? What's under the hood? Is it 1.8 T swapped? Is it V6 swapped? No.
Oh, there's nothing here. Everything is gone.
So I took the pedal out from the blue car. Taking out this carpet, I accidentally broke the pedal in this car originally. And here we see we have a throttle pedal. That throttle pedal's, again, I'm going to try and stick some more glue in here, but getting a look at this. This side looks like a car again. There's a supposedly a rust hole running down that side, so that carpet's staying. Okay, so that is in, mostly. That's drying in the corners best I can. And now, see that piece of wood right there? That doesn't look too hot. One in the blue car looks pretty good, and I kind of want to know what's underneath. Alright, so that doesn't look great, but tomorrow I'm going to vacuum it and see how bad it is, because that always looks bad initially. Okay, there's your top of your battery tray. It's actually may not be too bad once I vacuum it. That's a problem. It's been paraded in water for all this time. It's supposed to be right there. There's a little bit of water because everything's removed, so the water's just running down now. But that's what that car's been doing for 10 something, then 14 years. This is actually good. After cleaning it up, it's actually fairly solid, and it could be way worse. This is a 10 speaker rear speaker, as we can see. Runs out here, and then this runs to your cover clip for your extra little piece. This is a basic system, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling this out, putting that in, and I may combine this with the jerry rigging I did on the passenger side in the blue car and make something that works. I'm going to throw a picture up here, but being the 10 speaker system, the only difference is there's basically a wire that runs out the back, which is this, which powers your, do I have one in here? Your secondary speaker instead of just being one speaker. Luckily, I actually found one in the box of crap, so thank you, previous owner. Okay, so here's the next step. This side of the carpet's out, this side's coming out, the seat's coming out, and all this stuff is going in the back of there. And we're gonna keep going. Okay, look at that. A nice new installed seat and glued in carpets. It's Thanksgiving, so I actually have to head over there now, but figured I'd get this in before I head out. Well, it is a new night here at $2 Garage, and here we see the blue dash from my 944. As we can see, it is a bit cracked. I magically have some foam, the Dremel. So let's get started. You're supposed to sand this down, but I don't think I can get this color in time. So for now, we're gonna You may watch other videos or tutorials on doing the dash, and you will notice they go further, they sand it off, they get all these little cracks. I'm not getting these for one reason. These aren't cracked all the way through. Those were. I am not going to be reskinning this. In a lot of those videos you see them getting reskinned, and to be blunt, I just don't have it right now and want to get this back in the car and make it a little better than it was. I present to you the cheapest expanding foam I could buy. All the wells are cleaned. Let's fill them. Okay, I found it. Let's get back to it. Okay, so here we see this, and this stuff came off. These are all the lift zones, but all this is going to get bonded over, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, so this now looks pretty good. So tomorrow or the day after, it's Thanksgiving, so I may start bondoing over all this stuff. And time to shoot. Here we see it's good to go. Supposed to do that today. That's what the color is going to look like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in all this dry with Bondo and then paint over it, and it'll be good enough for what we're doing. So let me get the Bondo mixed and we'll get this going. So this Bondo here, I didn't put enough hardener in it, so it's going to take quite a while to dry. And I'm going to call it night because it's almost midnight. And the next day when we're sanding this down. Okay, here we see this is a somewhat functional, and I'm going to mask it off and shoot tomorrow. And there we go. Good for paint tomorrow. So here's our dash, and we gotta sand all this down something like this. Get it smooth along the crack. We don't want to go too far because I started to eat through it here. And then I'm just gonna shoot it blue, and it'll be good enough for the car it's going in. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yes, I know there's a little bit more Bondo here, but that's holding all of this stuff down, and if you get greedy, you get lift off like this. So I didn't want to push my luck there. This corner isn't the best, but that application wasn't the best. But I call this good enough. Stuff in the back's kind of ugly, and the stuff in the front isn't. That's what people see. I'm not building a bring-a-trailer car. I'm building a daily driver. And that's an improvement. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to start masking off the dash for paint. Alright, so it has been masked off and it has been painted, and this garage was 60 degrees for 2 hours, so that was enough time for it to dry. That looks presentable to me, and I think the reason it does kind of look ugly is because it's not blended in with the rest of the interior in the car. And there's all this ugly tape on it. I may do a second coat, no big deal.
So the next step in removing the mirror is you pop this. I used a trim tool. See, I think got stuck back in there. This just pops right out, nice and easy. There's 3 bolts, as you can see where the rust spots are. That bolts it to the back box here. And then there's a connector, and you unplug the connector. Now, they make a special tool for this called a Delphi connector. All I did was I stuck a 1/16 Allen key in there, popped the wire right out.
In the meantime, someone is buying this seat as is. Obviously, top's going with it. Someone's picking up this door on Sunday. I have to gut it. And I have to fix this door panel that is, well, slightly disintegrated. However, on a random good note, I guess you could say, I found one of these on eBay. So now I have a full 10 speaker system once again. Needless to say, I think this car is ready for automotive madness over here. We have the headlight delete. Oh, you're not getting those either, not for free. And lightweight engine disposal. You know, I mean, this thing is, it's a sports car, my guy. It's weight reduction. So this is my rear carpet speaker, and it is dark navy blue. And as we can see, it's not in the best shape. So what I've done is I've taken what's left, these existing pieces, and applied 3M high strength adhesive. I'm using it on all the carpets and seats and anything that requires adhesive. And I've applied it down here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a very thin cardboard box and start grafting out these missing pieces. In the worst case, I do a second layer and it gives it some kind of strength. So this cobble job may look bad, but this is slowly re-supporting it. Now, it's not going to be as strong as it was originally, but it'll have some kind of strength, which is what I'm going for. Obviously, this didn't crumble. I will crumble this plan, so I have gone from let's do this right to it's self-capper time. Well, it's in. Don't ask questions. It's in. Here we see our dash, which is removed. As we can see, the warm glow of the check engine light has returned. Okay, well, that is the foam. And now we are ready to proceed to the next step. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't too great, but this is why I do things to my own parts before I do it to someone else's or something I'm gonna sell. I am not too concerned. I'm not making a bring a trailer queen. I did this in the wind. I put this on video last episode. But what it's doing is I'm having a very similar problem I had with the Z. It's clogging the paper very fast. So I think I'm going to take this to bare metal. I could be overreacting, and there's people that are way better painters than me saying, no, dummy, this is what you do, but I think I'm going to take this to bare metal and start over again. So now I'm going to go get the paint stripper and put this under a giant sheet of cardboard, and we'll start from there. So the solution was more sandpaper. I've managed to knock it down. I used a lot of sandpaper, but it's done. I had some issues here in this Bondo area. This is where the body, some putty was put on and such. But here we can see the primer sticking thanks to 2 heat guns, and I'm going to get this back in primer and ready for the car. So here's our magical time gap. We're now in the future. Welcome to the future. But here we see our lovely new fender, fully in primer. And there's our old fender from the blue car, which is good for resale. So here we are, back where the other one was. Actually, this dash is in really good shape. There's really not many cracks here. So I'm going to get the Dremel out, and I'm going to get these filled, and hopefully this will be for sale, because this is in really good shape, actually. Okay, you've already seen this done a lot of time. You saw brake cleaning lines as before, one final clean, then after that, the filter and all that stuff is going back together, and we are one step closer to starting it. Same old same, he's gonna pick it up over here. I'm taking the compressor and blowing it in the back. There. The other stuff was clear. This is from the return line. Right now it is freakishly warm. It's a Sunday. It may be like this on Monday, then we're gonna delve back into very cold rain, then probably ice and snow again. So now it's time to do as much as possible. On a side note, it looks like a car again. So this is our ignition switch from the blue car. That is completely missing.
Maybe it's an indicator light, maybe it lights up.
Something, but this one's way better.
Well, we're going to swap out. This is the ignition switch. We're going to put the one from the red car on here because this one has a key in it.
Okay, so there was a problem with the key before, and it appeared to be the switch because turn the key now.
It now returns.
It now returns, so
You used to be able to hold it and start.
it would just endlessly go. So yeah,
You
it's
had to turn it back.
progress. Right now I'm doing the tedious task of cleaning off the butyrol. It's actually old enough and, well, it's weathered enough that it's actually coming off in one piece.
Look, it'll work on a 4x4 chassis. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
What do you think of your racing machine?
It's very Porsche. This is ultimate Porsche.
Wait, you got to see the whole car.
Oh yeah.
It's got a license plate on it.
Yeah, you still got your plate on it. Yeah.
Yep.
I do like the 924. The 924 will never die. This thing is
I will give this credit. It holds less snow
Yes.
because it doesn't have a wing.
Hold on. I got a spare wing I'm putting on.
Yeah, look at this racing machine. Sound deadener is optional. Wait a second. No.
No,
That's mine. Show you how to remove these safety bumpers for your 944. Now, a lot of people don't like these, and on top of this, the reason these side markers are always broken, as you can see the brackets in there, is because nobody removes these. It's actually quite simple. You're going to need a 3/8 ratchet, a very small extension, and a deep 10mm. You have that one, and you have that one. Now what you're going to want to do is, it's not a great fit, but as you can see, we're trying to get this on there. When you do, just start loosening. Sorry, I can't film, but it's you use a 10. As you can see, it's off. It's hanging off, so at this point, it just comes right out. And now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Do the same thing to the other side, 2 10s. And we're done. How to remove the front valence here on a Porsche 944, starting with step 1. As you see up here, these are already removed, but what you would need is a Phillips head screwdriver. It's pretty simple. Once that step is complete, it should go like this. I'm already there, so we're good. The next step you would do is you'd remove this seal, which sits in here. Obviously, I've already done that. And then you take a 1/4" drive with a 10mm on it, and you're going to see a bolt like this, which goes in here and sticks into your fender. Once again, I've already done it, so just imagine I did that. Next stop is you're going to take an 8mm, just like that, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're just going to stick your ratchet on and remove them. As we can see, I've already done that, so now should be able to move it about. As you can see, there's the Phillips head screw, and there's the Phillips head. So if we go to the other side, there's the other one, and that needs to come out. And following that, out comes your piece. And now I can fix this up. I would say today is pretty successful, and no bolt or fastener or cut zip tie was left behind. It's a toasty 19 degrees out, but I found the bolts. So let's get these tail lights in place. All right, there we go. Tail lights installed. It's 18 degrees out, so I'll go plug in the wires tomorrow and
pointing the wrong way.
The camera is aiming this way.
No, it's not.
See it.
It's pointing straight at me all the way out here.
So I got to do that last pipe here, and then the angles go through with the small screws, and it's
So what we'll do is we'll
holding
lift
a lot better than it was yesterday.
We'll lift it.
Kind of looks like a car in here, ever so slightly. Then, time to get this up and then back. And that's in, and now you can work, and it's gonna be cold tomorrow. Won't be exposed to the elements, so let's get this closed up. Here we are in the tent. It's quite nice, I'll give it that. Cars inside. I have just installed the driver's seat. Can't do the passenger side, need to glass that in. But this is in. That's great. We are having a problem with the brakes. They are not all applying force equally, so this one just free spins. And our passenger side actually brakes. Could be air in the system or something like that, but it is getting worked on. That looks like a highly presentable D90, which they look good. And that's as clean as it's going to get. Unfortunately, explosions of large quantities of brake fluid and oil and stuff tend to do that. Okay, so our gauge cluster is plugged in, and we are awaiting a few more things like draining the oil. As we can see, our clutch pedal does clutch pedal things. So we're done up here for now.
Now that we've bled the clutch and the clutch is working, we'll put the starter back in.
And there's an oil leak.
We don't know if it's coming from the pan or from the rear main.
Hopefully it's the pen. Okay, so these terminals are shot, but they'll do for now. Battery's in. Oil is drained enough. And let's see if it cranks over, accessory power, you know, fun things. Yeah, we have batteries working, oil pressure's working. The brake pads are on, so e-brake thinks it's on. And temperature is down. Okay. 5 seconds. One more time?
Yeah.
We definitely have compression, so that's good. So that brake line is flowing.
How do you thaw it out?
Appears the lines are frozen. Oh, that's what's left of the cover on the top.
That's the boot cover.
And that's the end of it. The brake lines are frozen. That's to be expected. It's cold. But wheels off. I can replace this fender now. It cranks, makes good compression.
So we just have the one brake that's frozen still.
But
the clutch is working.
From here we can proceed. We may need to figure out where the oil leak is. And just to be honest with you, it's Christmas Day. This video's been started in August, so I think it's time to release it. So don't forget to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. Have a nice day.